Tuesday, January 27th, 2026. Driving to work. It's Tuesday, so I'm going to do bulk today. Did dairy last night. Got screwed over on kombucha. Was fucking wiped out, so I wasted I don't even know. I wish I would have timed myself. Hour 15, something like that. So I ran behind at the end, and I got pissed off, and the milk was destroyed, and whatever. But picked up Jessica from the airport last night after work. And yeah, that went pretty much how I thought it was. She was very distant, very quiet. She probably thought I was going to go off on her. She probably did. She was probably bracing for that. How come you never called me? Blah, blah, blah. I'm past that already. I'm beyond that. We talked very, very little about anything, really. Of course, no hug, no kiss. Just got in the car, I did forget that Kane went up there for the funeral. So over the weekend, she had Kane with her, which was, I guess, a disaster because... Not a disaster, but... Their first hotel... I guess she stayed in a hotel with him. And then, it was time to shower. The water wasn't working. They had to change rooms, and he was stressing out and all that. So... And then the funeral... I get it. You're abused by somebody horribly, and you have to be right there next to their grave. For me, if it was me, I would just stomp on it. I would walk on it, but that's me. But that was probably traumatic. I think just being around her siblings, she started vibrating with them, like their negative, toxic vibe that is in her anyway. And I'm really thinking you do bring a lot of in the DNA. The mindset, the vibe, the whatever of the frequency of your parents, unless you consciously overcome that and rewire yourself. It's always in there, man. Even it can be dormant, and you get triggered or something happens and it comes out. So I definitely know that's where she's at right now in life. She's getting triggered. I don't make a lot of money right now, so that triggers her. But what I realized too is living with Quentin last year, how selfish he is. As far as this is my stuff, my money. I never make you breakfast. I never take you out to nothing. I don't talk about him even to his mother. Forget me. I don't ever he made me one breakfast sandwich in a year. And he gave me one beer. That was it. I took care of his dog, but what I got back was zero. And just very greedy, almost, I would say. Like Jessica, she spends a lot of money over the last couple of years on vacations, which I appreciate. Airbnbs and traveling to LA for the peanuts, but she benefits from that primarily. I don't know primarily, but 50-50. She wants to do that for herself too. It's kind of like therapy for the doing all the stuff for the girls, which I appreciate. I do. That she never got. But if there's something, she doesn't do stuff that she doesn't benefit from. If you just help somebody else, financially, if I would have said, hey, let's pool our money together since you make so much more than me, help me get out of this hole. She wouldn't do that. She won't do that. Only if she gets something out of it. Even you say, Darren, she pays most of the rent the last couple of years, but she lives there. She has to pay the rent. She benefits. If I said, Jessica, buy me this, let me get in this business for $500, absolutely not happening. Even $200 probably. I literally haven't had $200 to start some kind of business. I'm kicking the can down the road every week for I don't even know, 3 years. I really fell behind for good in 2022 in the summer when gas went up to over $5 a gallon. I defaulted on all my credit cards. It was costing me I think it was costing me $50 to fill. Yeah, it would cost me $50. So if gas is $5 a gallon, I have a 10-gallon gas tank. It would cost me $50 to fill up my tank. And gas was higher than that. So it actually cost me more than $50. So that was crazy. It was hot. It was slow. My car payment's been going up and up and up. It's at $345 a week right now, which is killing me. That's half the money I make just to pay for the car. But yeah, back to Jessica. Yeah, so she probably thought, I don't know what she thought, but if I would be like crying to her and begging her like I did in 2023, I'm not that person. I'm not there. I'm over it. This is an example of her, how she can turn on people. She can turn on people and just ditch people and just be done with people. People that she's known for years, like Robin. Robin, her friend, when she didn't like Robin's wife, she was done. She just checked out, done. That's what she learned as a little girl from her family. Her own family would do that to each other. So she checked out of me in 2023. I was in such shock over it. But this time I'm not in shock. I'm like, okay, I get it. Pattern, this is what you do. This is how you are. When you get upset about something or you get triggered or whatever, you're just done with somebody. Okay, great. So I slept on the couch. Now here's the thing. Today she's gonna pick up May May. So guess what that means? I can't sleep on the couch anymore. Now I have to sleep on the air mattress. If I'm gonna live there. Now, I don't even know if that's gonna stay. She might say, hey, you can go ahead and leave now. I don't know. The only thing really is, of course, my Sprouts job and the cat, my little boy. That's the main thing. I don't leave my little boy. She's not gonna walk him. She's gonna walk the dog because the dog has to go to the bathroom. But she's gonna walk the cat like I do twice a day. Absolutely not. So I feel really bad for him if I end up leaving. But we'll just see how it is with me and her. Like, how bad is it? Like, is she gonna chill or is she gonna be all pissed off all the time? Like, what timing? The day I bring her home, I left the freezer door open on the refrigerator. Because when you close the freezer door, it kind of like sticks a little bit, like it stops halfway. And I've never done that before since we lived there, and I did it yesterday. So she walks in, the freezer's open. So everything in the freezer, like God, there wasn't a lot of stuff in the freezer. Not the big freezer. I thought it was the big freezer when she said that. I'm like, oh my God. But it was, so that, and then the chirping of the smoke detectors when it gets a certain temperature. I know that was freaking her out. And I did leave the windows open upstairs for the cat. So that didn't help either because it was cold up there. So those things chirped for like, I don't even know, 20 minutes. She comes home, she's all stressed out. She hasn't slept. Oh, because Kane snores really loud, so she didn't get any sleep. Most of the time she was up there with her mom in the hospice. She was on a cot, so she didn't get enough sleep. She's a mess right now. She's a mess. She's exhausted. I get that part. She's physically, emotionally exhausted. So today she's not working today, I guess. I just found out. Which is good. She needs a day to like reset. At least the cat's not home alone anymore. He's been 3 weeks and 2 days. He's been home alone all day, every day while I go to work. So at least he's not that anymore. He doesn't have that anymore. So that's good. I got 6 days at work this week. That's crazy, right? They're fighting over me. I do bulk Sunday and Tuesdays, and then dairy, and then I started doing e-commerce, in-store shopping. But I guess I'm only going to do it once a week on Fridays, which is fine. But I got 6 days this week, which that's never happened before. But in Arizona, I don't think they pay overtime unless you go over 8 hours in a day. Like if you work 48 hours, it's not overtime necessarily. Like you can work 6 8-hour days and there's no overtime. Or in California, that would be overtime. Yay, California. This week is the golf tournament. The Phoenix Open. I don't want to give one golf ride. I hate golf people. They're the most obnoxious, cocky pricks. That's Scottsdale / Paradise Valley people anywhere. It's the same people, basically. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes with Jessica. See how it goes with the dog. It's gonna be hard because we have no backyard. Before we just put the animals, like let the dog go in the backyard and run around. Now we can't do that. So that's gonna, I don't know, man. The dog might be the breaking point. I mean, I know she's been miserable in that little apartment with Clinton and Izzy. Our apartment is bigger. Our apartment's 2 stories. Jessica's apartment. But we'll see. Hopefully, little boy remembers her and they get along, and he won't be as bored either. He'll be, have somebody else around with him all the time. But now we have to walk the dog, let the dog go out to the bathroom, so we can't be gone all day, like 12 hours, you know. So that's gonna be weird. She's gonna bark sometimes. I think it's gonna be a negative. Pretty sure. I'll have to walk the dog a lot. But if I end up leaving, at least she won't be so scared. The dog. I think that's why she wanted to do it in the first place. I wouldn't be surprised, because supposedly Quentin's like, I can't handle this dog. Probably not. I mean, probably the concern is because when the dog gets zoomies, she could run over the baby, which I get. But I'm just gonna be like, yeah, bring him over too, because now when I kick Darren out, or when Darren leaves, I won't be scared. As scared. She's scared of the dark though, so I don't know how that's gonna work. Anyway, all right, almost to work.